All right. So I want to start off with some examples so that we can talk about what side angle sides should look like. So we said there's an included angle, so it has to be between the two congruent sides. So for example 1, this yellow example, I noticed that if I'm to read this, I'm going to start on one of the markings and I'm going to just go counterclockwise. Okay, so if I go counterclockwise, I have side, angle, side, and that angle is included. Okay, which means that there's no space in between. Okay, they are right next to each other. All right. So then on this green triangle, the green example, I have to start at one end point. So this double line right here is an end point. So I have to go around this way. Okay. So again, I've got side, but this time I've got side angle. Okay. Because this angle is not between the two sides. This angle is outside of one of the sides. If it were between the two sides, it would need to be right here at this tip. So this is not an included angle. So this is not side angle side. Okay. So then for this purple example, again, I want to start at an endpoint. I'm going to start at the A. Nope, I'm not. I'm going to start at the side. Okay, so this time I went counterclockwise, and you will know exactly why in a second. So I got a side, and then a side, and then an angle. Again, this angle is not included in between the sides. It's not included. You need to make sure that the angle is between the two sides that are congruent. It would need to be this angle right here, and it's not. Okay, and then last but not least, this one. And again, I can just start on one side. And this one has a side and then an angle and then a side. This one is included. Okay, and again, the difference between included and not included is that these angles are directly between the sides. Directly between the sides. There's no space between them. There's no gap between them. It is the only angle between those two sides. So it is included. Okay, it doesn't work here because there are two, it doesn't work on the green one because there are two angles between the sides. There's one unmarked angle over here. It doesn't work on the purple one because again, there are two angles over here. One is unmarked. It has to be the one directly between the two sides. Now that's like a big issue. I know I'm spending a lot of time on it. It's the most neglected piece of naming side angle side. Okay, so questions about it, please write them over here if you have any questions. All right, I'm going to start a new page and we're going to do an example. Okay, so this example is going to be in the form of a proof. So basically, I have to give a statement and a reason. So when we write proofs, and we haven't really written proofs because I had to cut out the section, but when we write proofs, we have a statement and we have a reason, okay? And reasons are usually from definitions or from theorems or from other aspects of proofs that are true, okay? So the first statement that I'm going to make is always my given information. C is the midpoint of AE. And that's because it's given. Okay. Because C is the midpoint of AE, what does that mean? So you have to remember about a midpoint. Remember midpoints. Okay. Well, since C is the midpoint, then AC is congruent to EC. Okay. And that's already marked in the triangle, but that's because I knew that C was a midpoint of AE. So AC is congruent to EC. That's marked with the double lines. And that is because of the definition of a midpoint. Okay, because I know what a midpoint is, I know that those two things are congruent. All right. So then I am given another piece of information. I know that C is the midpoint of DB also. And that's again given. Which means that BC is congruent to DC. Okay, and that is again by the definition of midpoint. Okay, I'm going to continue this in the next video.